Hello, I hope you're having a lovely day today. Today's Homemakers Chats video is going to be on health, specifically dental and vision health, because that is something that we have seen breakthrough in our lives on from implementing a few habits into our life. So I thought I would do a video sharing what we've done, sharing our experiences, and how we have improved both of those areas, which feels, we're so grateful for God directing our steps and bringing healing in these areas. So I will go into detail on those things because we have seen improvement in both of those areas. We've seen what doctors thought could turn into cavities now not being cavities, and my last 2 eye doctor's appointments, I have gone down in my prescription for the first time in my life. So I will share all the things that we've been doing in those 2 areas. None of this is medical advice. I am not giving you medical advice. Do not take this as medical advice. I am not a doctor. I am just sharing our personal experiences and what has worked for us. For my Homemakers Chats, I always like to start out with a scripture. So I'm going to read from 3 John. Beloved, I pray that all may go well with you and that you may be in good health as it goes well with your soul. So I think that is all of our prayers, that we may be in good health, because health is something that should not be taken for granted. And I think part of being a wife and a homemaker is implementing healthy habits into our daily life as a way of maintaining good health in the areas that we can. Obviously, there are things that come up that are out of our control, but what are daily habits and practices that we can implement into our lives to take care of the temples that God has given us? Scott, when we first got married, he came across some statistic that said married men live longer than single men, and I think it had something to do with men who are married. The wives help them with caring for their health. And then also, I think by the nature of the way God made us being nurturers, that we are also, I would say most of the times, the one that schedule the appointments for health stuff. I think if it were up to Scott, he would never go to any doctor's appointment. And I'm not dishonoring him because he's in the room as I'm sharing this and laughing in the background, because it's true. So God has made us our husband's helper to help him in the ways of health and wellness. I will start with our dental journey first, because that is something everybody can relate to. Not everyone can relate to vision problems and vision health. Praise God. God bless you who have perfect vision. So there are things that we have been very consistent with this entire year, and I believe God has used these things to bring healing to our teeth. The first thing is, which we've done for several years, we didn't just start it this year. A few years ago, we were following this Sri Lankan pastor, and he was leading his church through a fast, and he made it not only for spiritual reasons, but health reasons too. So he kind of incorporated them together, and we learned from him, you should brush your teeth first thing waking up in the morning, because your mouth collects bacteria overnight, and it is really important to brush your teeth and rinse your mouth out first thing in the morning to get all of that stuff that's been sitting in your mouth overnight out. So we've been doing that for a few years, and I do believe that that's been helpful for us. Then the next thing that we do, which I've done off and on for years, but I've never been completely consistent with, as in doing it every day, that is oil pulling. So every single morning after we brush our teeth, we come out into the kitchen and take just about a half to 1 teaspoon of coconut oil and swish it around in our mouth anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes, sometimes longer if the morning is going slower and we have time. That is what we do first thing in the morning, every morning. That is supposed to be really good for your health. It's supposed to be good for whitening your teeth and cleaning your mouth out. You can look up, there's a lot of things about oil pulling on the internet. You just want to make sure you do not spit it in your drain, that you spit it in the trash can, because you can ruin your plumbing if you spit it down the sink. So spit it in the trash can. When I've brought up oil pulling in the past, I've had people ask, do we rinse our mouth out afterwards? We usually don't. I don't know if you should or not. I probably should do research on that, but normally we just spit our mouth out really well and then move on, because normally at that point I have a smoothie made for us and then we'll just drink our smoothie. So oil pulling, I really believe, has helped us with our teeth. The next thing is the water pick. Our biological dentist, the dental hygienist that helped us, she was the one who told Scott about getting the water pick. She said it's the best way to floss your teeth. I had seen dentists recommend water picks in the past, but I just thought it was like an upsale thing for them to make money off of because they sold it. Whereas this dentist, they didn't sell them, but this lady, she told Scott, you can buy them from anywhere. Make sure you buy the full size one, because the travel size one, you will have to refill it in the middle of doing it, whereas the full size one, it will hold the exact amount of water that you need. And so we went and bought it. I think it was around $60 for this. And we use this pretty much every single day. I would say Scott actually does a way better job at being consistent with this than I do. But he used to hate flossing his teeth. He would prefer not to floss his teeth, whereas this is something that we've both been able to be consistent with doing, whereas flossing in the past has always been kind of a struggle to maintain as a habit, where this isn't. And it's nice because we just take it with us whenever we're traveling, and it comes with 2 different heads. So I have mine and then he has his, and so we just rotate it when we use it, and then you can change the setting. So whenever you start out, you want to start out on the lowest until you're able to build up, and that is just the water pressure, how strong the water is coming out. And again, there are a lot of videos on YouTube on how to do it well, but this could be gross. It's really satisfying because you actually see food come out of your mouth when you're leaning over the sink rinsing your teeth with the water pick. So you can actually see that it is working and getting food out of your teeth. And our new dentist that we just went to, the hygienist, she said this is the best way to floss your teeth. Especially, I had braces at one point, so I still have my permanent retainer at the bottom, and she said this is way better at cleaning that area than flossing with string. And flossing with the string, if you buy like, you know, the normal traditional brands, they aren't coated with great quality stuff. It's not that good for you. And then if you buy the more natural floss, we find that those don't actually work as well and don't enjoy the way that they feel like the not good ones do. So this just solves all the problems with flossing. The next 2 habits that we have is our mouthwashes. So the peroxide rinse, I fill half of this with the brown bottle hydrogen peroxide and the other half with filtered Berkey water. We've been doing this for 4 years now, and again, I do feel this is one of those things that has maintained health for our teeth. Scott is actually, I was skeptical. Scott's the one who figured this out. He had watched an old gentleman and talked about how he used the brown bottle hydrogen peroxide with water to a 1-to-1 ratio and rinsed his mouth out every day with it, and he healed a lot of dental problems that he had through using that brown bottle hydrogen peroxide. There will be people out there that say that you shouldn't use the brown bottle hydrogen peroxide. So they do sell the like dental or mouthwash approved kind, but it's at least $10 or more. I think at the one health shop that I go to, I saw it was $13 for the same size bottle, whereas the brown bottle is usually 99 cents. And so to each their own, we feel comfortable with using the brown bottle because we are spitting it out. We do this in the evenings, and I also do feel this has been really helpful for us. And recently someone commented on one of our videos and she said she also rinses her mouth out with hydrogen peroxide and really feels that it has helped her in her journey with her teeth. So I think that there is a lot of good testimonies with this. The other thing that we do is a peppermint and salt mouthwash. So this is basically filled all the way up with our filtered Berkey water, and then I add a few drops of organic peppermint essential oil and salt. And the other reason why I do this too is because salt is good for getting bacteria out of your mouth. So if there's sickness going around in the evenings when I rinse my mouth out, last thing I do before going to bed, I think it's a good way of cleansing the palate before going to bed. So these are the 2 mouthwashes that we are consistent with using. And then the last habit that we do for a healthy mouth is mouth tape. I have been doing this for a year and a half, maybe a little more, and Scott just started doing it this year. This was one of the things he was skeptical about, and he finally decided to try it this year, and now he doesn't like to go without mouth tape at night. So we just use the 3M micropore tape. There are brands out there that are specific mouth tape, but I think they're pretty pricey. And what I do with this is for sensitive skin, but I still find it very sticky. I put a beeswax lip balm on my lips before going to bed, and then I put this over top of it, and that makes it much easier to come off in the morning so it's not super sticky. Obviously, the point of this is to keep your mouth shut while you're asleep, because mouth breathing is not good for you, and it is not good for your dental health, it's not good for your jaw, and all of that stuff. So there's a lot of information out there on mouth tape, and obviously the nights that we have a cold, we don't use it. And we both find that we sleep a lot better when we're wearing mouth tape. It just feels like we're getting a deeper sleep. So those are all the habits that we've done for our dental health that I really believe have been very helpful for us. They're just small things that can be easily added into your night routine or your morning routine, and I do believe they make a big difference. So now on to vision health. To give context to my own story, because I think everyone has very unique journeys when it comes to their vision, but for me, I had to get glasses to see the board when I was 10 years old, and I didn't wear them all the time. I only wore them to see the classroom chalkboard or projectors. When I was in high school, I got contacts, and I would just wear my contacts every day, and then I would have to wear my glasses at night because my vision progressively got worse and worse, and then all the way through my 20s, my vision continued to get worse, and really, if I don't have my glasses or contacts on, I cannot see past my arm span. It's very blurry, and so really it's hard for me to function without glasses or contacts. So for years, we have been praying for my vision. When I was still in college, I had started praying that God would heal my vision. We believe that God still heals today, and you can see that he healed vision in the Bible, so I still have faith that he can heal my vision, and I do believe that he is. It's just through a different way than I expected him to. I was hoping it would be an instantaneous thing, but I think he is using his creation to bring healing to my vision. So 2 years ago, I had read that being in direct sunlight in the morning, allowing the sun to come into your eyes, could bring healing to your eyes, could improve vision. And so at that time where we lived, I would try to be very consistent with going outside in the mornings, facing the direction of the sun first thing in the morning without my glasses or contacts. I would go on walks in our neighborhood without glasses or contacts. I would usually hold my glasses because I, again, can't see anything without them on. So it's not comfortable. I will say that. It's been and still is extremely uncomfortable for me to go around without glasses or contacts. It's actually frustrating because I feel very limited in what I can do because I just can't see like how I want to see. But again, I've seen results from doing this, so that kind of is helpful motivation for me. So I did that for over a year until I went to an eye doctor appointment last December, and for the first time in my life, my prescription improved. He was like, "Your vision has gotten better," and I was so excited because the things that I had been doing of getting sun into my eyes in the morning and going a little longer in the morning without putting my glasses or contacts on, when I could, I didn't do this like every single day. You know, I didn't make it rules around it. Just whenever I could, when it would fit into what I was doing that day, I would try to stretch how long I would go before putting my glasses on or putting my contacts in. And so when he said my vision was improved, I was so excited, and it again gave me further motivation to continue with going outside in the mornings and letting the sun face my eyes. I continued that this year, and I don't do it all the time. So it's not like this is something I've done every single day, and that's why my vision's gotten better. I do it when I can. The days that I'm home, the days when the sun is up, because sometimes it's not, I would just go outside, and when it's warm out, it's great because I'll walk in our garden or I'll stand in the grass and ground while I'm facing the direction of the sun, not looking directly at the sun, just facing the general direction of it, or I will work in the garden without my glasses or contacts, and just do that when I can, and try to just be aware and be intentional to do that when I think to do it. So again, I don't do this every day. I do it when it works for me to be able to do it. Even if I didn't see a result in my vision improving, I still think I would continue to do it because it is just good, I believe, for my health. It's good for my circadian rhythm to be outside in the sun and to touch the ground and to be in creation. I think all of those things are very good in healing. And I think it just so happens that it also is helping my vision, because I went back to my eye doctor again within the past week or so, and again my prescription has improved and my vision has gotten better. So this time I said to my doctor, I was like, this is so exciting because I have been making sure to get outside and face the sun in the morning. And where we are now, we live kind of in a valley with trees around us. So where everyone else is getting sunshine, we still are not. So it's not like I'm getting the sunrise sun, but still when it is sunny, I will go outside and try to be in the sun. So I told him that, and he said, you know, there has been a lot of research done on this area, and research has shown that for some people, being out in the sun can heal their vision or keep their vision from going bad to begin with. And he told me that there have been studies done in Japan where children who have classrooms with plexiglass walls so the sun can come in, it has been proven that their vision is better than kids that stay inside with no sun, that the vision of the kids that are in the sun is much better than the vision of the kids who are in classrooms where there is no sun. And so he said, I do not tell this to my clients because obviously this may not work for everyone, so I don't want this to be a protocol that then disappoints people if it doesn't work for them. But he said, I do think that for some people this is a very real thing, that the sun can help improve vision, and he's like, just make sure you're not staring directly at it. And so I thought that was really cool that he didn't look at me like I was a crazy person when I brought this up, that I was trying to see if I could improve my vision. And so he did encourage me just to keep on doing it. So that was really encouraging, again, to see a measurable difference, that there actually is improvement happening. Again, I have never seen my vision get better. I've had glasses or contacts since I was 10 years old. I'm now in my 30s and I'm seeing progress with an improved vision. Praise the Lord. So it's amazing that he works through creation, and I just thought I would share that for those of you who may have vision problems, that this could be something that helps you. But obviously, like my doctor said, this isn't a standard or a rule for everyone, but you never know how it might help you. And again, I don't think there could be anything bad about being outside in the sun for 10 to 15 minutes without glasses or contacts on. I don't think that there's anything bad that could come from that. And I did it in a way that it's not so out of reach. Like I said, I don't do this every single day. I just make sure I do it when I can, when it fits into my schedule. And even just doing it then, my vision has improved. I hope that all of this has been encouraging for you and gives you practical things that you can implement into your daily life for health and wholeness and well-being. I bless you, and I bless the rest of your day.